How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another Dokkan battle video, and today going to go over the brand new Super Saiyan 2 Goku as well as the Majin Vegeta, and I'm just basically going to be going over the best teams in general and how they could work, and of course just going over which card is the best as well as which one is going to be hitting harder than the other, and just basically which one has the most utility overall. And yeah, that's just pretty much the point of these videos. But nonetheless, hope you guys are having a great day as always, and if you do enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you've had a look at these cards already, and let me know which one you prefer or which one you think is better. If you haven't seen them already, like, I say don't cheat. I was going to say don't cheat, but it's like in the end it comes down to which you personally think is better in the end. I definitely have one in mind prior to record the actual recording of this video, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So let's start off with the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Of course, he gives the 2 key to agility types as well as a 70% stat increase, so almost on par with the Super Vegeta leader skill. The only difference is that, well, for one, he isn't Super Vegeta, and secondly, he gives the 2 key instead of the 3 key, but still a good leader skill nonetheless. And if we move on to the second part of the card, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage. He has a 12 key multiplier of 145%. He changes STR key to agility key, and he gets a 12% attack increase per orb obtained. And he also recovers 5,000 health per key orb obtained. And if we have a look at the link skills, he has Golden Warrior, All in the Family, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepared for Battle, and Supreme Power. So this kind of excites me because these guys, or the Goku at the very least, is going to have a new super attack animation, because the lack of Kamehameha, like basically almost every single Goku in the game legit has the Kamehameha link. So I'm definitely expecting to see a new super attack animation for my guy here. And of course it says right here, Meteor Impact. So I'm definitely expecting to see something new for the Goku, and we currently don't know what the super attack animations look like for the Super Saiyan 2 Goku or the Majin Vegeta, but I'm still curious to see what they look like nonetheless. Of course, he is part of the Majin Buu saga. So to quickly compare him to the previous Super Saiyan 2s, we have the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku, who Dokkan recently, he Dokkan with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku event. And if you put him in the 3rd slot, he would get a flat out attack increase. And the thing that made him bad is, for one, the flat out attack increase, and the fact that you do have to put him in the 3rd slot. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think on an optimal team, if you did have to use him, he would be on 3rd slot the majority of the time anyway, but just kind of annoying. I think the flat out attack increase is what ultimately ends up hurting him the most. So the fact that we are actually getting a good Super Saiyan 2 Goku it's honestly nice to see, because this one didn't exactly receive too much love, apart from LR Gohan, of course. I mean, I say that, but we legit just got an absolutely incredible Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta on the global version of the game. And of course, this Goku himself is another great unit. But what he basically does is that he provides the key for himself. He changes the STR orbs into agility orbs, and for every orb that he obtains, he gets a 12% attack increase, and of course the 5,000 health per orb. Now, my biggest issue with this is the fact that agility just doesn't need a healer. I mean, you have Super Vegeta who can tank, you have a double Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta lead, you can potentially even have the agility Super Saiyan 3 future Trunks. I mean, even the agility Super Saiyan 3 Goku that extremely awakens should be able to tank for double-digit damage for the most part. So it's not something that the team necessarily needs. I don't know why they are like reluctant or giving AGL a hard-hitting unit, and I believe this was a post on the Dokkan subreddit. It's been like 301 days since the last agility Dokkan Fest unit, which completely baffles me. But again, I would imagine that we are going to be seeing one soon. Maybe Topo, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, maybe a new Ultra Instinct. The God Goku, I mean, I doubt he'll awaken into a category lead, because he's already part of Godly Power. Maybe Jiren. I mean, I don't know why they aren't showing agility any love recently, but I'm definitely expecting big things. Agility is going to come out back on top again, I would imagine, but it tends to switch between quite a few of the types right now. I think physical, it can't be physical. With Vegeta, it can't be. Physical is good, but Super Vegeta is just insane. You have LR Gohan, Super Vegeta. But then again, maybe honestly tech isn't bad itself. But anyway, that's a different discussion for a different video. But when it comes to the Majin Buu saga in particular, the reason why he works on his team is because the main link on his team is Prepared for Battle, and it tends to have issues with key. And of course you have the Majin Vegeta as well, and even a Spirit Bomb Goku. Is he self-sufficient? Hold on. No, he is not self-sufficient. I thought he was because of that Neokin type passive, but you have the 1000 day Goku, who, okay, let's just put him aside because he is kind of one of the most unrealistic ones to obtain for a lot of the just players in general watching this video, or just players in general. Majin Vegeta, who doesn't necessarily need to get that 18 key consistently because his 12 key super attack is the stronger one of the two, so you don't really need it there. I mean, maybe for Super Vegeta, but then Vegeta gives himself 3 key per Rainbow Orb obtained. So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have much of a use on his Majin Buu Saga team or an agility type team at the moment. Keep in mind, if they release another agility type legendary rare, he is definitely going to be useful on that, well, in combination of that particular LR. LR Goten and Trunks doesn't need it because you're basically getting 18 key like 99% of the time anyway because of how their passive or his passive works. So, overall, I honestly don't think he has that much of a use. Unless you want to use Majin Vegeta against the World Tournament, by all means, he is going to be very good again, in combination with Majin Vegeta on an agility type team, because he is going to be giving at least 6 key, or agility key for that matter, to Majin Vegeta. But aside from that, he just doesn't provide that much for the agility type group. He has a bit more of a defensive unit. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, really, because he does get that attack increase per orb obtained, and of course he recovers the health, and he greatly raises his defense for 1 turn. But I mean, it's a bit of both. Majin Vegeta is kind of the same, but I kind of want to say that he does certain things a bit better. But overall, he doesn't have that much use on a Majin Buu Saga team just because the LRs on that particular category. Well, when it comes to LR Goten Trunks, like I said, self-sufficient already. Majin Vegeta, 12 key, 1000 day Goku. If you do have him, maybe you could consider this Goku, but for the most part, he just doesn't have too many uses when it comes to, providing the key to the other units on your team. However, I will say, if you want to focus on this Goku solo, just completely, and if you want to grab, all these orbs by yourself, of course you can go ahead and do so. The greatly raising defense could be very useful against Super Battle Road, and the fact that you can recover 5,000 per health, I would imagine, is going to have a few uses here and there for a few modes. But overall, I mean, I kind of want to say he's pretty solid. He's not as good as I initially thought because this is my second time recording a video, but there are a few good things about him, but it ultimately comes down to the teams that he is on. But if we go down to the damage calculations over here, so this is just let's awaken him. So this is without the orbs. His damage calculations, or his damage, is 12 key attack stat at super attack 10 with like no with no leader skills or anything intact, is 52,511, and of course I will be looking at Majin Vegeta's as well. So, Majin Vegeta gives 2 key to STR types as well as a 70% stat increase, so this is basically the same as the Goku but for STR types. Now here's the biggest difference so far. Greatly raises attack and causes supreme damage, changes agility type key into STR type key, attack and defense goes up by 12% per orb obtained. So Majin Vegeta does have the 12% attack and defensive increase per orb obtained, but he doesn't have the healing. So I think ultimately Majin Vegeta is actually capable of tanking better than the Goku, and it mostly comes down to the fact that his defensive capabilities don't have a limit. I mean, if you go back to the Goku, he is basically capping out with that super attack mechanic because his defense doesn't get any higher unless he like super attacks twice, which is possible because he is an agility type unit. But given that free ability, which is a level 5 additional attack chance, and of course the chance can be a super attack, if he was to super attack twice, that double increase could maybe be enough to give him a bigger defensive increase in comparison to Majin Vegeta, but that it depends entirely on how many orbs the Majin Vegeta can get. I mean, you can probably guess at this point which one is going to hit harder, and it mostly comes down to the fact that Majin Vegeta's free ability is critical hits. He can greatly raise his own attack. He gets a 12% attack and defensive increase per orb obtained. And when it comes to the links, I don't think it's that different for the two. I mean, he does have Saiyan Pride, which is a 15% attack link if I'm not mistaken, but that isn't going to be active at all on an Extreme STR team. So when it comes to the link sets, I think they are pretty much the same. I mean, on the teams that they are realistically going to be on, I don't really see Majin Vegeta activating that many more key link or attack links than Goku. Apart, to be honest, the main one's going to be Super Saiyan, which is a 10% attack link. The others, I mean, are kind of just one-offs. They aren't going to be activated that consistently. Of course, they are both on a Majin Buu Saga. He has a 12 key multiplier of 145%. Now, the thing that kind of hurts this Majin Vegeta is the fact that if you have the LR Majin Vegeta, you aren't going to be running him on our Majin Buu Saga team. However, if you would take a look at the Extreme STR team, he is going to be, honestly, one of the better units on our team, despite not necessarily sharing that many links with the majority of the units there. For example, the key that he is going to provide to units like LR Broly, LR Frieza, potentially. I think that at this point, LR Frieza is definitely going to be getting an LR campaign, so that is a free 100% unit. And if you were to combine that LR Frieza with this Majin Vegeta, you can see how things are going to work out very well for that particular unit. Even the LR Broly, who isn't a unit that can honestly consistently get that 18 key, so pairing him up with Majin Vegeta by activating links like Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race is going to be giving Broly that 18 key super attack way more consistently than before. And people generally did use the, what do you call it, the a few orb changes that consisted of the Fat Majin Buu. We have not Super 17, we have Android 17 as well. There were a few orb changes in there that provided a decent amount of orbs for those particular units, but ultimately Majin Vegeta is going to be working way better because he can actually do something himself on top of providing the key for those particular units. And you don't even have to focus on the other units. This is just like completely hypothetical. Let's say if you don't have any of the LRs, he is still going to be fitting well in there because you have a unit like the Extreme Z Awakened Broly. There are a few units in there with the Super Saiyan Link. You have Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black now, so I definitely feel like when it comes to the Extreme STR team, he does have a bit more usefulness there. But to be honest, when it comes to the Majin Buu Saga team, I will say that Majin Vegeta is easily going to be fitting on that team a bit better than the Goku. And the reason why is because he shares over in the Flash with a large majority of the units there. For example, you have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you have Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. There's so many linking options there, which obviously does allow you to super attack way more consistently with the majority of your units. Because to be honest, that team is a bit more over in the Flash orientated, I want to say. They kind of shafted Vegeta by not giving him shocking speed. So I think if we, you know what, before I say anything else, let's just move on to the damage calculations without the orbs. So super attack 10, 12 key for the super attack 10, of course, the final damage calculations, 430% for the 12 key, 56,096. So a difference of 4k. I think we can pretty much confidently say that Majin Vegeta is going to be hitting the hardest of the two. He could potentially tank better. I think he has way more utility than the other Goku on this particular team. But I think that goes without saying, to be honest. I think when it comes to the Majin Buu Saga team, they both aren't necessarily that great on it. But when it comes to their respective types, the Majin Vegeta is absolutely incredible on an Extreme STR team, whereas the Goku on the Agility team is just kind of there, I want to say. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I think that personally both of these units are great additions to the Super Saiyan 2 squad, but nonetheless, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, Majin Vegeta is the king of this particular video. Again, hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one.